First Martoc meeting of the session on day 36 here on to order. Okay, we've got a quorum. First order of business here is if you'll take a look at your rules, which is on the second sheet of your agenda. We're going to look over that real quickly. If there's any questions, I'm going to propose adopting the rules as we've adopted them over the years. I don't think any changes unless somebody has some substantive things. And the one that's rule number 8 is the only one that usually gets questions, which is no MARTA tokens, passes, or fare cards distributed through the Martoc office, not MARTA, which would, if they were to, in fact, I had one at one point because I'm also on the MARTA Ethics Committee, and they gave me a card, but it's legally considered a gratuity. So that's what that, if there's any questions about 8 is the only one that's, so if everybody's had a chance to review, oops, here we go. You can't hear me? Okay. Senator Butler.
Move to approve.
Oh, okay. So at that point, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the rules.
Mr. Chairman, at this point, I move to approve the rules as presented.
Okay. And do we have a second? Second. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Rules are adopted. Okay. I want to apologize to some of the members here. We had a little snafu in communication because the appointees on here come from actually 4 different places. Some are statutory, some are appointed by the governor, some are appointed by the speaker, and some are appointed by the lieutenant governor. We had a little communication snafu between the fiscal office and one of those groups, so a few people didn't get noticed today. But as you know, in this committee, most of the vacancies take a long time to get filled, so we're at the end of session and just having our first meeting now. Most of the work of this committee goes on post-session, so we'll be lining up and working out with MARTA a schedule for that over the next few months. So I'd like to introduce, we've got one new member, but she is not here yet, from the Senate, and so we'll postpone that. Adopted the rules. Okay, we have 3 subcommittees on Martoc, and I'm going to appoint the chairs of those right now. The first one, I'm going to reappoint Representative Beskin to Governance. I'm going to appoint Representative Galanton to IT and Infrastructure, Subcommittee Chair, and Representative Hansen to Public Safety. And we will fill out those committee rosters, the subcommittees there, as we move on, and we'll get an email out to that effect. The overview for the next few months is going to be, you're not going to see much in the way of MARTA bills moving through transportation or anything, because we've got this big study committee that we're looking at on transit, and I think it'd be premature to look at anything prior to that, with the exception of one bill that we have right now, which is HB 506, which is in the Senate. It's already passed the House. It's already passed Senate committee. And all that would do is in a very narrow way and only pertaining to concessions would allow, which has been prohibited under the MARTA Act for 52 years, would allow actually an RFP to be used instead of the current invitation to bid, which only allows awarding it to the highest bidder, which is kind of archaic to us right now. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get that out of the Senate in the next couple of days, or that'll have to be taken back up against next year. So with that, I know we've conducted some of the business of the committee. I know we've got a couple of members that need to run over to Judiciary. Any comments from the committee?
I would just say this.
What number?
We need to do everything we can to pass the transit governance bills. We're working hard on the Senate side, and I know y'all are working hard on the House side, but we've got to come to some kind of agreement. And I would even venture to say I don't even consider it a study committee. What we want to do is come up with a plan and then execute the plan. We've studied this stuff long enough. It's time to come up with a game plan and then execute it and figure out how we're going to fund it. So hopefully we can come to some kind of agreement. I'm working with Chairman Tanner on something, so hopefully we'll be able to get one of these transit governance bills either from the House or the Senate passed by day 40.
I'm hoping so, and as you know, the clock's ticking here, so we're getting close on that. Representative Butler, did you have something?
Oh, I didn't know it was working. I just wanted to echo Chairman Beach's comments that we do need to move forward on these bills and stop lagging behind. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Everybody agrees today, that's good. Any more comments from anyone on the committee? I see Rhonda, John from MARTA, do you guys have anything? With that, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've constituted, follow up on emails, and make sure that Zenaida gets your name for the per diem today. So, we're adjourned. Just an organizational meeting. This is regarding legislation that they have pending in front of the House, which we have 2 or 3 days left. We will be holding meetings during the year with these things, but this was an organizational meeting only. We're not going to take up any legislation in this, with the exception of that which is already moving.
I can't.
I'm sorry, sir.
Can't.
Can you? Yes, sir. And I had not seen this before today's meeting. We can take this. I have not had a chance to review it. I will certainly take it up at the next meeting, which is probably going to be 30 to 40 days out, whatever we can work out with the schedule with MARTA on that. But this is literally the first time I've seen this. It's our first meeting of session, yes, sir, and we were waiting on appointments from several different bodies. So, we will put this on the agenda for the next meeting. We'll take that up. Yes, sir.